Good morning. Happy Monday. Diane Conklin with Complete Marketing Systems and Diane'sDozen.com. I am not a big racehorse or race fan, horses, but the Belmont ran this weekend. And of course, the Derby ran the first weekend in May, and there was a race in between, Preakness. But what was interesting about this particular weekend is that the same horse that won the Derby, Golden Tempo, won the Belmont. And he did it in exactly the same way, right? From worst to first in 2.5 minutes. No, 2 minutes and less than a little over 2 minutes, like 2 minutes and 3 seconds was to, last weekend's time, and I think the Derby was 2:02 something. But here's the thing: we look at that and we're amazed. We look at that and we're like, wow, right? Well, what I want to talk about is what did it take to, and literally the horse was last, dead last. So when I say worst to first in a 2 minute time period, that's really what happened. But what did it take for that horse to go from being dead last in the pack to winning the race? And he won the race, the Derby, by a nose. He won this one by, I think it was about a length. But here's the thing that's amazing: we look at that and we go, wow, look at that, right? Look what happened in 2 minutes. But it didn't happen in 2 minutes. That was the jockey's second Belmont win. The other one was in 2017. That was his first Derby win, and he's been riding for 14 years. So think about the work that went into that, right? Um, Cherry DeVoe, who's the trainer, has been a trainer since 2018, right? She was the first female to win the Derby and the Belmont, the first one to win both of them in the same year, right? But it's not what happened in the 2 minutes. It's what happened in those 14 years. It's what's happened in the last 6 years. It's what happened, every day, the training and what goes into every single day with the horse, right? My thing goes back to the mindset that it has to take for the jockey to know, when to make the right move, how to handle the horse, the mindset of the horse, if you will, if it was a human, right? All of those things that we don't think about and we don't look at, that go into the running, that go into the day of, exact time that they have to be fed. These horses are athletes. And I think that's why the stories resonate so much with me as being an old former athlete. But it's a lot like business, right? We look at business and we go, wow, look at what happened for that person. Look at that launch. Look at this new program. Look at this new thing that they're doing. But we don't look at the 20 years prior. We don't look at the 6 months it took them to develop the program, right? To launch, to do whatever it is. And so the things that you do every day, especially if you're what I'm calling a soloistpreneur, right? You've got a small, it's you and maybe one or two other people, right? You're really a solopreneur. And, we're in a time now where that's becoming more and more popular, but for a lot of reasons, which I'll talk about at another time. But, we forget about all the work that goes involved unless we're the ones doing it. And then we're mad because we spent all this time and it didn't turn out exactly the way we wanted, right? But we never think about or we never talk about all the work that goes into it. And it's the little things: the exact moment that you feed the horse, the exact moment that it gets water, the exact moment that it gets stretched, the exact same routine that, it's the same in your business. What are the little things that you're doing every day to catapult yourself to the success that you want? And it may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow. What if it's next week or next month or next year, right? We're also impatient. You too can go from worst to first. It's just not going to happen in 2 minutes. If you need help, if you need somebody to help you go from worst to first, I would love to talk to you. I've done it hundreds of times with hundreds of clients in my career. And by the way, my average coaching client is with me for 8 years because they get results. If you want somebody who's going to treat you as an individual like they treat that horse, I treat every one of my clients like an individual, customized. There's no room for cookie cutters unless you're in the kitchen. Reach out, let me know. I'd love to talk to you about helping you go from wherever you are to first whatever that means to you. I'm Diane Conklin with Complete Marketing Systems. Have a great week. Until next time.